See how this one comes out. Not too bad. Got to take about 50 grams off the front and 47 off the rear. We'll start drilling. Okay, getting real close on our 87 318. Let's prime the oil system here. Cool. Wire one. Okay, this is the over temp alarm, single wire one. It's usually an orange wire. Sometimes it's tan with a black tracer. But this circuit is tied with the oil pressure circuit. So if it overheats, the alarm's supposed to go off. If it loses oil pressure, the alarm's supposed to go off. Not all boat builders use the alarm. So just because Chrysler shipped the engines with those senders in there, it's up to the boat builder to use it. This guy right here on the 87 to 91 engines, this excites the alternator. See, there's an orange and a red wire. So there's power here all the time, and then when you get oil pressure, boom, it closes the circuit here for the exciter terminal, which is this little red wire. It won't charge with that because this the 8791 alternator, the ADM 2004 KA Motorola, was a better unit than the A&E series in the 73 to 86 basically, because they had the Chrysler alternator before that. But you know, the thermostat is the smaller one, almost like a Mercruiser style. The bolts are diagonal, they're not straight across. The 86 and down engines, 85 and down, with a, like I say, non-quadrajet manifold, takes the bigger stat, and the bolts are across from each other. So anyway, that's just a small tidbit. Oh, one last thing is your tag, decoding this tag here. All right, see, it says LM318BWR10-708. All right, LM stands for late model, which all the engines that I remember from 67 on were called late model because there's an early 318, 318B. So late model 318BW means Borg-Warner transmission, which is what this has. This has a Borg-Warner. Then it says 10 or 10. That's a 1-to-1 transmission, which is what this is. Tag says 1-to-1. Okay, there's no reduction unit on it. And -708, I honestly don't know what that means. So basically, when this engine left the factory, it had a BorgWarner 1-to-1 transmission on it. Now, boat builders, if it's a repower situation, this could be anything. You know, just because it says R10, I mean, you could have a 1.5 or a 191 or whatever on here, but that at least tells you what this engine left the factory with, or assuming whatever this tag is off of. And this here, this E number, that's the serial number of the engine, E593-471. There's one other spot that the serial number is stamped in, and it's stamped into the block right here. E593-471. So that's a good tip too. If you're looking to see if a motor's been replaced in a boat, if it's original, you know, they stamp the block with the serial number right there on the front tab, just below the alternators, below the exhaust manifold. Just to give you an idea. So that's something to pay attention to. The other thing is, on the 87 and up engines, they did not put a timing pointer in here. See the holes there? And there's no marks on the flywheel. So the 87 to 91 engines are timed at the balancer. And they had stickers here. Of course, this engine, they're gone. But they had a decal that basically showed the range and the total advance and stuff. I think it was 0, used to be like 10 after all the way to 30 advance. So on this engine, the 87 and 91s are all timed up here. You can time the older engines up here if you can get to it, but you know, a lot of these engines are using Marinettes. You know, there's a bulkhead right here. It's harder than hell to get there. So, like I say, even though there's a hole here, even though there's a rubber plug, most of the 87, 91, the late engines, I've never seen timing pointers in there. So, like I say, just some subtle changes over the years, but figure I'd give an update. And they did not use the old school fuel filter. So, with the quadjet, they relied on the screen and the carburetor. So, all right, there you go. 87 and 91 Chrysler 318 360. Man, this thing sounds awesome. Alright, let's start our 318 up. Some ignition, and let's start.